I don't know if you have been following what the Donald Trump Elon Musk feud. I don't know. Are you? Of course, I trust you on that.
Of course, I follow the field
Yeah. So
closely.
what do you think? What's your opinion on that? I have very, very robust opinion on that. Go ahead, Barrister. What do you think about the feud between Elon Musk and President Trump? I remember I did a monologue about during that their fault when he won the election. And thereafter, I think sometimes earlier this year, I can't remember when, but I did monologue on this on one of my episodes on that. I talked about the significance of the most powerful man having an alliance with the richest man on earth. Man, do you know what it means to have power and money on your side when it comes to governance? This is the most formidable force to success in power. That's just the reality. So when the Elon Musk and Trump teamed up, it was awesome. It was awesome to so many people, even globally, for people well-meaning people actually, not evil people who are liberals. For the well-meaning people, it was a super alignment. And after the election was won, it was another milestone, a very, very good one at that, perfect one. Like I said, I made a monologue of that and pointed out the significance and the importance and the potency of such alliance. Now we see these two people going at each other, the most powerful man on earth and the richest man on earth, who were once in bromance. Now they are against each other. Barrister, what is your thoughts on this debacle?
It's very unfortunate what is happening between Musk and Trump. A lot of people predicted that the relationship will not last for 6 months. Some even said up to 3 months. And by and large, they have been proven right. But when you look at the two characters, when you look at Trump, one good thing with this breakup, the big breakup, is that Trump is his own person. Nobody, no matter how close, no matter how much you have worked for him, no matter how much you have contributed to his success, nobody controls him. That is one good thing that he has demonstrated repeatedly.
Great.
He is his own person. If he can have this breakup with Elon Musk, it is very clear and evident because Elon Musk really worked, really spent. He did a lot to help Trump to
spent almost $300 million, 280 something.
Even more than that, and put the whole social media platform at his behest.
Yeah.
If Trump can disregard that and take on Musk, according to him, in the national interest, it is a big plus of his character as far as I'm concerned. It is somebody who is totally not beholden to the rich, the powerful, or anybody. But he acts based on what he believes is in the best interest of America, even when that action is against his closest friends. He is not shy of taking care of it. Musk has criticized the spending bill that Trump has put. I think it is from there that the relationship began to have issues. You know, from what Trump said, if you hear what Trump said, at the beginning, Musk was in support of the bill, if you take what Trump said as correct. And I would not believe that Trump would go forward with that bill without the input or knowledge of Musk, considering the closeness they were and considering his position in government. So I would believe that Musk all along knew of that bill, knew what was there, but something triggered his opposition to it. According to Trump, he had proposed to remove the subsidies and the mandate that is given to
Tesla.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
To Elon Musk.
Not Elon
That's the
Musk, to
cap.
Tesla. Tesla. Go
Not
first.
just
Tesla is
there
a
are some
company. It was subsidy for not Elon Musk personally, but for his company, Tesla.
for his company and by extension himself now. If his companies benefit from the
Yeah, but you
subsidies
should make
and
that
the
clear. Like it's not like you are
EV.
giving. No, of course, for laymen, we should make that clear for laymen
Okay,
who are
okay.
watching.
For the electric vehicle mandate, if Trump could do that to Elon Musk, who happens to be one of his closest aides in the government, you see that what is going through his mind is the benefit of the America as a country, not individual issues. For that, we must commend him. Now, why Musk has the right to feel aggrieved? Because he has a sense of entitlement. I work hard, I spent a lot of money, I put my platform at the benefit of this man. Should he take on my business? Should he now try to degrade my business? So you can understand his sense of entitlement. And it is right for two powerful people to quarrel. I myself never believed that the relationship would stretch, but I did not expect it to crash so soon. I
All right.
thought at least 1 year would be enough. But then, lastly, the language that is coming from Musk leaves a lot to be said. He is talking like a child. I don't know. Nobody is advising him. The kind of things when you begin to say that without you, Trump would not have won. Without you, the Republican Party would not have won. When you begin to say Trump is on the Epstein list, it's childish, for God's sake. That person at that level should not be speaking like that. He can go quietly, he can criticize in a more mature manner, but certainly the language that he's using, mercifully, he is drawn back from it. He wants dialogue. He has tried to speak to Trump on phone, and Trump has rejected it. The last statement that both of them made, I think it makes for hope that they will put down their weapons. I think they asked Trump about Elon Musk this thing, and he said, "Look, I'm busy dealing with China. I'm busy dealing with Iran. I'm busy dealing with Russia. I don't have time for Musk." And when they asked Musk, he said the same here. So I think they have come to understand that that rhetoric, that kind of language that they use is not becoming. And they will, from now, I believe they will pipe down.
All right, thank you so very much. In fact, you said it perfectly well. You put it perfectly well. There's something you made, that's exactly what I wanted to. You just took the word from my mouth. And that is exactly the point. I've listened when this thing started, since the inception of this controversy between both of them. I've watched different analysts on television. I've been following the story, and I've listening to different analysts or whatever. I'm so shockingly, these are real iconic analysts, political analysts. None of them actually. I've been waiting for them to actually get this point out about Trump, this quality in Trump. You just made, that's exactly the first point you made. And that is what you just took the word from my mouth. That Trump is someone that nobody can, no matter what, you can't control him. He's a man of himself. And the utmost, there's one priority he has in his life that is running in his DNA, is patriotism. The man loves this country to a fault. He's been advocating for this country for the past 4 decades. Go back, this man has been so consistent. You will see that passion in him for the love for America. He's been there all the while. He's the only politician that has been consistent. I've never seen a politician that is as consistent That's why I don't even refer to him as a politician. I've never seen a man, a public officer that has been as consistent as Trump. Trump has been consistent all his life. All he is doing today is something he's been talking about since the 80s. And now he is the president. And besides, for God's sake, I don't know why this is surprising to Elon Musk. I love that guy. There's no doubt about it. I'll talk about him shortly. I don't know why this is surprising to Elon Musk, for God's sake. Trump campaigned on this. He campaigned against EV, electrical vehicles, electric cars. He campaigned against this. He campaigned against the subsidy that Biden government was giving Elon Musk, was giving to Tesla then. So I don't know. This shouldn't be a surprise to anyone, especially Elon Musk. And they should understand that Donald Trump does not say what he means. Sorry, says what he means and does what he says. Does what he means. Sorry. He says what he means and means what he says. We've seen his antecedents. He has a record of doing that. He's a politician who campaigns. He's not a politician. Because politicians don't campaign for, they don't say what they mean. They don't mean what they say. Trump is the opposite of a politician. Because everything he says on campaign, he did it in 2016. Everything he said on campaign, he actually acted on them. He implemented them when he became president. So he has antecedents. He has a record for that. So people should have expected that everything he campaigned on, he would definitely. So Elon Musk shouldn't. I don't know why this took him aback, but again, like you said, that is a major point. That is the major lesson people should learn about Trump. That Trump is patriotism for this country. His love for the United States of America supersedes every interest, including his own interest. Remember, he is the only one on record, the only president on record who became poorer, who lost money after leaving the presidency in 2020. I don't know if you remember that, Barrister. He's the only one. His business, he lost about 400-something million. He fell from the Forbes list. His position fell down from Forbes list. This is the person that to tell you that his love for America supersedes even his own personal interest. And that is why he even stuck his life and he still sticks his life for America. It was attempted to be assassinated twice. He still went ahead. Can you imagine someone under fire still having the courage to raise his fist to raise his fist to the air? To exclaim, fight, fight, fight. That is the man whose love for his country has no bounds. His love for his country supersedes the love for his own life. So that's to tell you how independent this man is. That's to tell you how passionate, how enthusiastic, how energized Trump is out to actually better the lot of America. If he can do this to Elon Musk and do this to himself as well, that should tell you that the man is a really, really genuine, sincere, and a courageous man to actually look up to. That is just the reality. Elon Musk, just like we noted, he spent almost 300 million. And just like if you have to add the social media, the publicity Elon Musk spent to Trump, of course, it runs almost $1 billion. Yet, do you see that this is great? Even when Elon Musk was doing all these things as the head of Dodge, I was skeptical about it. I said, what exactly is this man up to? He has spent all this amount, these millions, tens of hundreds of millions of dollars for campaign. And what exactly is he getting from Trump, from US government? Initially, I used to see it as patriotism. I saw it as this man is really patriotic to a fault. But now I can understand now that actually he saw something and he wanted benefit, sort of. But at the same time, not that core benefit. It wasn't after that core benefit, but what he wanted was for Trump to really sustain the subsidy and the contract, because Trump wants to, apart from the subsidy, Trump is taking away. My God, people should respect and love Trump for this. Honestly, this man has done, Elon Musk has done everything to put, under normal circumstances, if it were the Nigerian context, you consider this person, Elon Musk, as a godfather of Trump. But Trump does not have a godfather. And he does not even care about anyone, no matter what you have contributed. He sees it as patriotism to the country. You can imagine this same Trump, upon all Elon Musk spent on his campaign, and all that Elon Musk has taken, the kind of backlash and threats to Elon Musk's life over his superintendence of Doge. Yet Trump had the principle. I call that really, that man have a very strong will and principle to actually do something that is detrimental against the financial interest of Musk. This is great. People should commend Trump for this. I'm telling you, it means that Trump is incorruptible. He is incorruptible. He's taking this. In fact, I was even asking why on earth, upon all Elon Musk did against Joe Biden and the Democrat Party, I don't even know why they still sustain this EV mandate, this electric vehicle subsidy. The government is subsidizing every piece of car, every car sold by Tesla. They subsidize it by $7,500. That is $7,500. So government is paying $7,500 to anyone who buys Tesla. It was Joe Biden who started that. I was surprised that they didn't take that subsidy away, even after Elon Musk did all that he did against Democrat Party. I was surprised, honestly. Now Trump is even taking it away. This is what Democrats that Elon Musk fight against actually put in place and sustained all through their term. Now Trump is taking it away. He couldn't have taken Trump anything to just let it lie, just let it be. Let it even be the compensation for Trump, for not even compensation because it's been there. Anyway, all he needed to do was just sustain it. But because of the love that Trump had for this country, to save this country from unnecessary expenses or expenditures, he even went against his own crony. This is commendable. People should love this man more. Honestly. Now he's taking this EV, and again, he's still threatening to take about, because Elon Musk has been a very long-term contractor to the government. He's one of the military contractors as well. And so he's been making billions from the government. Again, I'm surprised that Joe Biden didn't take, the Democratic government did not take all these benefits away from him. And now Trump wants to take that away because he wants to save money for the US. So honestly, this is commendable. Now, on the part of Elon Musk, just like you noted, honestly, he behaved childishly. There's no doubt about that. When I read that on Twitter, it was Frey. He just posted it, not quite a minute. He posted it. I read that when he said Trump's name is on Epstein's list. I just laughed. Even with myself, I don't say this man is out of his mind. It doesn't make sense. How would it make sense? You mean this thing that Trump's name has been on the list on Epstein's list? Yeah, Democrats couldn't. The Democrat Party and Joe Biden government didn't use it against him. That could have been the most potent evidence against Donald Trump to bring him down. But they didn't use it. Does that make sense to anybody? They didn't use it. Yeah, they went to cook up evidences that never existed. If they had such proof, such evidence at their disposal, why were they trying to fish? They went fishing for evidences. looking for where there was none. So that was ridiculous. That was childish of Elon Musk. Very childish. I like that guy. I like him. He tried his best. He did all he could. And I think their relationship, they will settle, just like you noted. They will settle. Trump is someone who has I don't know, that man is not a Christian. He's a Christian, a nominal Christian. He's a Christian by religion, whatever. But when I say he's not a Christian, he's not a core Christian. He doesn't do, he really barely attends church. But he has a Christian heart. That man has a forgiving heart. I've never seen a politician, a public official who forgives opponents, who forgives his enemies without blinking an eye. Honestly, he forgives his enemies without blinking the eye. That's just the reality. That man is, I love him for so many reasons. So Trump does not have enemy. As long as the day you change and come back to it, look at his vice president. I don't know if you know that his current vice president was one time his ardent critic.
Yes.
Yeah, today his vice president now is not just his vice president. He's even a very strong front runner.
In fact, he was an abusive critic.
Correct. In fact, let me be frank with you. Even up till now, when he picked him, I was critical of that, and I'm still critical of it of J.D. Vance, because one thing about me is loyalty is something that is priceless. And I cherish that. Is one in any relationship I find myself. That is my number one priority, because naturally I'm a very loyal person, and I seek and expect loyalty. If I can't get it from, loyalty is, I prefer it. I prefer you be loyal to me than you just love me. These two. I don't know if you agree with me that loyalty and love they are not. They sometimes they are not. They can't. They don't even go hand in hand. Loyalty sometimes I supersede. Yes. You say what?
They are not the same.
Yeah, they are not. I may not love you. This is my character anyway. I may not love you, but I can be loyal. I can take bullet for you. That is my nature. And so when I see people who are loyal, I appreciate them a lot. And I hate people who are disloyal. So that is why when he picked J.D. Vance, actually it was his son who convinced him to pick J.D. Vance. When he picked J.D. Vance, I was critical, and I'm still critical of that. Because if you were disloyal before, you can still, if that means you have that trait in you. He criticized, I watched those clips then when he was criticizing Trump. He called Trump some manner of names. And now he's the vice president, and people are just saying he's the best, he's the whatever, he's going to. Even in 2020, I'm telling you, the true color, before that 2020, his true color will actually surface. That's just the truth. I still do not. If you criticize Trump before and come around now, honestly, I still see you with that potential of biting him again. So, but Trump, being who he is, he has a very, very good heart, very clean heart. And so he forgives, and he comes about, and because he has this virtue in him, he will settle with Elon Musk. They will come back again, and Elon Musk definitely will. I think Elon Musk was under the influence of something. I think so. Because he is into drugs. I think when he was doing all those stuff, there is this ailment he admitted to having, and that made him at least on drugs. I think he's on drug, whatever. A kind of, it's supposed to be a medical drug, not really illicit drug. But I think he's abusing that drug. That based on what I have read, I think so. Not sure. That's an allegation. He's abusing that drug, and I think he abused it that when he wrote all these things. I don't think Elon Musk was in his right frame of mind when he was writing all these things on Twitter. I think he got frustrated and probably chose to go on drugs, and while going on drugs, he got frustrated with Trump actually trying to implement something that is against his own company. And forget about this issue of budget. Yes, budget, he is critical of it, but honestly, that is just an excuse for him to vent his frustration. It was just an excuse, but honestly, that's not the basic reason. Behind the scene is, obviously, it has to do with his company. It has to do with what Trump, the threat against Tesla, against his contract with government, because Trump wants to take all this away from him patriotically. So Trump is on the side of America, while understandably, Elon Musk is on the side of his own business. And that is just the reality. At the end of the day, both of them will understand each other, but Trump will always remain Trump. So that is the man who has the passion for his country, the highest level of patriotism for America. And I think that is just the reality.
That substance issue, possibly maybe there's some credence to it, because the last report is that when they left their offices, when Elon Musk and his people left the offices, a lot of drugs and other things, everywhere was discovered. A lot of drugs were there, some of them on the ground and all these things. And the most absurd thing is when he called for Trump's impeachment. It didn't make sense to me at all.
Yeah, of course.
How many? This is about 3 months or so to speak. The person you spent close to $1 billion, the person
Honestly,
you have,
yeah,
all of a sudden you say, "Oh, you want."
That is why you should know that he was under influence when he said all
That's
those
why I said that's what I'm trying to give credence
Yes.
to. I'm suggesting that possibly he was under some influence.
Yeah, honestly,
because it doesn't make sense for Elon Musk now to call for Trump's impeachment. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. And you are bringing in even JD Vance. In fact, for mentioning JD Vance in this or whatever, I hope you see that's another problem now. You see, Trump will begin to target JD Vance in a very subtle way now. Unfortunately, that man has demarketed JD Vance before Trump. Honestly, to me, if I want to choose between JD Vance and the front runner for look, I'd rather choose. Honestly, if I want to choose between within the Trump cabinet, honestly, I prefer Rubio. Rubio is honestly he actually sparred with Trump politically. He didn't have that personality against Trump then, but it was because Trump. What happened was they were in the primaries then during the 2015, 2016 presidential cycle. So I can understand why both of them fought themselves. They called themselves names, and that's understandable. So, but when it comes to loyalty, I think I foresee Rubio being more loyal, and he has for these past 3-4 months now. He's proven that to be a stark loyalist, a very staunch loyalist to Trump. He is really pulling through every Trump policy. In fact, he is very, very vocal at that. Much more vocal with Trump's policy than JD Vance himself. So anyway, that's my choice. That's what I see. Like I said, I don't like people who are disloyal. If you exude any element of disloyalty, even if you come back later to say a different thing, I won't trust you anymore. So that is just it.